0-0-1.
JW Johnson on full attack. Love that hook of a roll from Jorja.
Yes. After not hitting a very good third, just immediate recovery. A good first volley. So great 180 of a start here for Jorja.
Good drive right at Ben Johns, and the Johnsons are on the board first.
1-0-1.
I like it. Just got to make it.
1-0-2.
So this will be different for Leigh. She was the aggressor in women's doubles, played brilliantly. So now she's going to have to make a lot of dinks and be more in the setup role.
Point. One.
Wow, I don't know how they were able to get to that. A very short return, and Ben smashed a forehand down the line, but they got the volley back. Opponents back, keep them back. Great job by JW.
Nice attack from Ben Johns. See Jorja Johnson short hopping that dink quite a bit. What's the advantage, disadvantage there? Or
The
strategy?
advantage is taking time away from your opponent.
JW Johnson gets big.
The disadvantage is it's hard to do anything real offensive with that. You're more playing a wall and defense and getting yourself out of trouble.
What a shot from Waters down the line. Sneaks one on the back door of JW Johnson.
Yeah, watch her flip the hips and then just roll that. And it looked a lot like all the cross-court shots she's hit, so that's the key.
Nice deep return from Jorja on the corner of Ben Johns, then buries it.
Yeah, the thirds have been not sharp so far.
Puts that one to rest as JW Johnson. Such a strong contact point. Scramble from AL, doesn't matter. JW Johnson and Jorja Johnson have a hold of game one.
And that drop from Jorja was beautiful because JW Johnson said, hey, I can get involved quickly here. And
Crispy
this was
third
the
again.
X factor.
Time in. 4-1-1.
Jorja Johnson and JW Johnson looking dominant in game one. Oh, almost got a hold of it. Jorja went right back at Ben Johns.
That's what she's got to do for them to win, and really love that aggressive posture. Missed that first third. You're like, oh, what's going to happen? That is the only problem so far for her. They changed where the returns are going, and they've gone to J.W. Johnson, and now Ben misses just a pretty routine fourth there. So great start here.
Jorja Johnson gets a hold of it. Lays it inside the baseline.
Fully stretched out, too. I mean, that's tremendous.
Miss jink from Leigh Waters. Look at this score line.
7-1-2.
7-1-2.
Side out.
Into the net goes J.W. Johnson. What a run, though.
Brilliant. So the question is, can you keep it?
And Johns gets a hold of that one.
Yeah, but Jorja doing great in that cross-court dink battle. Lee's the one that bailed out of it, not Jorja.
Point.
Can't have these.
3-7-2.
Nice grab from Jorja Johnson on defense.
7-3-1. Second serve. 7-3-2. Side out.
Yeah, J.W. Johnson knows he cannot get lured into that trap of trying to go through the middle against Ben.
Second serve. 3-7-2.
Ben Johns gets activated. Down 3.
And his ability to read when a dink might just be hanging up a little bit, slide over and take over.
Side out.
Great spin. That's what you want to do, get the ball down. So you just hit the side of the ball, throw it on the ground, and let it bounce, make it difficult for your opponent. And Leigh thought she missed that return.
Waters speeds it up first and closes on her shot.
Yeah, who was going to try and keep the dude honest there, and it ended up being Leigh Waters, who can run around her forehand on that right side better than anybody in the game.
7-4-2. Side out.
So stuck on 7 for a bit here, and Ben and Leigh, when you're up 7-1, you want to at least get incremental leads from that point forward to try and get out the door.
Point.
Sometimes an ATP becomes a panic. You can go around the post, obviously, but on the dead sprint running away, that's tough to execute.
J.W. Johnson answers through the middle. Forces a second serve.
7-2.
Big play from Jorja Johnson.
Yeah, that felt like a place where maybe the big run from Waters and Johns might start, but it does not. Ben, I am not letting this get to your forehand. I mean, look at Leigh jump in front on that middle ball and hit a clean winner.
7-5-2. Point.
Jorja firing away. It's been a good day for Georgian. The Georgian Salome Davidze won earlier today. And look at Jorja, stares down Ben and wins it again.
9-5-2. Side out.
Good run. Got a couple. They needed it.
2 is huge there.
5-9-1. Second serve.
And Annalise sets that whole pattern up. She knows exactly that this next ball, you see that 2-handed backhand's ready, just didn't make it.
ATP delivered effortlessly from Jorja Johnson. Packing highlight reel plays in this match.
So you can get into loving the topspin, but if you let that travel, you can have a beautiful opportunity. And man, did Jorja ever execute that perfectly.
And what do we have here? A game point on the side of
5-1.
game sealed. With a statement win in game 1, 11-5. Can they hold on to the magic they found? We will find out here.
Oh, and I didn't know if that train was the Johnsons or here come the
Was
top
wondering if
seed.
We're going to reference that. I was waiting for
1-0-2.
the Dave pun.
Side out.
Ben with a shake of the head, and he closed out the first
0-1-1.
match he had today with the hat on backwards. Didn't know when the rally cap's going to show up here on center, but Johnsons are dictating play, and that is what is the most impressive. You know, when you say, can they pull off the upset, the question is absolutely is the answer because of the pace of play and the style.
J.W. Johnson, electric hands. How are they dictating the pace, though, Dave? That's not easy to do.
No, but it's Jorja Johnson winning that cross-court dink battle, or at least keeping it in a position where they can pull the trigger first. J.W. Johnson trusts his hands against Leigh Waters straight up.
Second serve.
Touchdown, J.W. Johnson there. Unfortunately for him, that did not go over.
2-1-2.
Oh, my.
Look at these ankles. What a get from Jorja.
What just happened?
Because J.W. Johnson thought, I got this right here coming up. And Leigh with the full slide touchdown again. But, wow.
Georgia's like, I got it. Where were you?
And that is an unbelievable. Best poacher moving right to left in the sport is Leigh Waters. This was not an easy poach because the ball was starting to descend, and then she's able to curl it back cross court.
Firefight won by J-Dub.
And guess what? All started with the wrong choice from Leigh Waters. She tries to get the offense going and mix sometimes, and going towards J-Dub is not the answer. And then, you know, when maybe it's your day, you're getting the little net cords at the opportune time to slow down the momentum on the other side.
2-1. Second serve.
And we have not seen ambitious choices from Jorja until that one right there. So very under control but aggressive play style so far from Jorja.
Side out.
So a couple errors, and this is where you check in with Jorja. Is it just those two on serve? We lost no points because of it. No harm, no foul.
Second serve.
Stayed right in that cross-court dink battle, as you mentioned, to Jorja Johnson.
2-2-2.
Wow, a lob from J.W. Johnson gets in the mix.
Lob volley with a little slice on it, a little poke up and over Leigh Waters. Everything working for the Johnsons. The problem is it's only 2-2. The way they're playing, they need to grab game number 2 right here. Let's see if they can jump in front and get a lead.
Second serve. 2-2-2.
And look at J.W. Johnson jump right in there and close down the middle.
3-2-2.
This is a ball that Ben wants Jorja to hit, never made it to her paddle.
Side out. 2-3-1.
Jorja Johnson capitalizes on a frustrated Annalie Waters.
2-3-2.
Ben Johns answers back, and thrilled to welcome in our Tennis Channel audience now. Michelle McMahon and top senior pro and MLP general manager Dave Fleming on the call. And yes, the #1 team in the world's down a game currently. Missed third for Ben Johns. Catch our Tennis Channel audience up on what just happened, Dave Fleming.
Yeah, Jorja Johnson, the teenage sister of J.W. Johnson, has played a phenomenal game #1 and continues to create problems, and they are playing at the absolute top of their game. They are the only team to beat the top seed all year long, and they are looking to do it again. It's all, when you get into a situation like this with Jorja, it's all about, can you maintain that? Yes, for one game you can be awesome. Can you be awesome for 3, or if it takes 5? We'll find out. And mixed doubles awesome evolves into this cross-court dink battle between the two ladies, and Jorja had been controlling that in game 1. You see an error there. Can Annalie Waters get back control?
Effortless touch from J.W. Johnson.
So then Ben gets a little antsy because he knows he's trying to help out his partner there, and he left the ball up, and J.W. Johnson puts that away every time.
Oh, J.W. Johnson, welcome to the show.
And great job by Jorja of hitting our beloved ATP. Just let that roll around there. Great patience with that. Perfectly legal. Go around the post to find the 20 by 44, whatever it takes.
3-4-2. Side out.
So you just got to keep a heat check on Jorja. Are you attacking the right ball, or are you attacking every ball?
Point.
2-point lead now over to
5-3-1.
Ben Johns and Annalie Waters. Pop-up chance. Jorja Johnson starts it off. J.W. Johnson finishes.
Yeah, and Annalie Waters just not sharp at all with that roll, just begging to be crushed.
J.W. Johnson steps in. Another pop-up chance from Waters.
Yeah, and Annalie Waters is a player that likes to get herself going with offense when everything else isn't sharp, but that is the wrong place to go find it, and she paid the price there.
Where can she find offense in mixed?
Just, you know, in that cross-court dink battle, she can win that and then get something to attack with. She can certainly do it on the drive and crash when they're serving. But trying to hit it through J.W. Johnson is not the answer.
Went for the attack that time down the line on JW amidst a cross-court dink battle.
Yeah, and earned it with a popped-up dink there, and inside out catches J.W. Johnson, because you know he is leaning in the middle looking for something to pick off as it goes cross.
Nice third from Waters.
Boy, and then got away with a full swing from the midcourt right into the forehand of Jada.
Up 3 points now in game 2.
6-3-1.
And good pressure right out of the break from JW Johnson.
6-3-2. Point.
And I always love these timeouts when Ben just stands there at the baseline waiting for play to start, and then Leigh Waters is going over to her mom, who's the coach, and just getting more mom support than actual coaching right now.
Yeah, she knows how to find that balance,
Yes.
too. Of when she needs mom, when she needs coach, and everything in between.
8-3-2.
Missed into the net for Leigh Waters. Looks immediately over to the bench.
Yes. Yeah, that was one of those where she was going to pull the inside out attack, and then the ball was too low and then too late to change.
Too good from JW Johnson. Another lob in the middle of nowhere.
4-8-1. Second serve.
Patience from Waters.
4-8-2.
Leigh Waters trying to get herself fired up. There's a good look at
8-4-1.
their bench, and you know what? You're going to have to pull up a chair.
Second serve.
Just a little bit of a wild forehand there from Ben. And Leigh's like, I want this point to continue. I'm over here on the left. Did not.
Second serve.
Good hold. One down, one to go for Waters and Johns.
4-8-2.
Wide.
Point.
And another point for the Johnson siblings.
Yeah, and Ben expects you to defend that, and he is running with the idea of I'm going to have a forehand, just didn't quite get it in front of his body.
Jorja Johnson, what hands?
Not only to defend that, but to reset it. And I know they're only down 2, but this is the place to go.
Jorja Johnson steps to the plate on Ben Johns, takes it. It's a 1-point game.
And she don't care who is in front of her, wins another exchange. Wow. Snowmen in Florida.
8-8-2.
Inside out from Ben Johns. A little gift off the tape.
Man, that was a very poorly struck return that was going to make it 9-8 Johnson's, but it snuck over.
J.W. Johnson puts it away, but Jorja Johnson once again down the line on Ben Johns.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
She took one of Annalee's favorite tricks and ran around the forehand and pulled the backhand down the line, and that set it all up. Oh, but you cannot have that happen after a brilliant rally the one before.
9-8-2.
Ben Johns takes the gift and game point.
Yeah, Jorja has been so judicious in the choices that she's had to speed it up, but that was not a good one.
Oh, no. Denied by the tape.
Ben saw the pop-up and went flying forward. Did not execute it, though. Will it matter?
No chance that ball was coming back.
8-10-2.
Missed forehand dink roll for Annalee Waters. Johnson's pull within one late in game two.
9-10-2.
How about extensive live coverage of the prestigious year-ending event on Pickleball TV and Tennis Channel, November 30th through December 3rd. And a missed third for Johnson. Brings the serve back to Waters and Johns. 10-all.
10-10-1.
Jorja Johnson. Unbelievable hands at the kitchen. She's been the star in this match.
Yep, got one to slide off the tape that just threw Ben off enough.
A perfect hold. No points for Ben and Annalee.
10-10-1.
Uncharacteristic misses across the board. The Johnsons with game point.
10-1.
Wow, we heard a fan yelling out on that ball from Ben Johns that just caught the edge of the baseline there. They played through it. My goodness, is that going to have a huge impact on this event or not?
Oh, no. And a missed third to follow that from Jorja Johnson.
And they were still thinking about, did we already really win game two or not because of the non-call?
Wow, J.W. Johnson pulls the trigger, ends the point.
Yeah, and Ben Johns and Annalee Waters usually get to the line almost every time, and they are struggling here.
Oh no, miss into the tape. Tie game, 11-all.
11-11-2.
Jorja Johnson keeps her back.
Brilliant, all the way in the corner.
11-11-1.
Yikes.
Another chance to get game point on their side here for Jorja Johnson. Missing to the tape again, no points, both sides.
And J.W. Johnson a little trigger happy himself there. Rushed the 10-11 point.
A miss from Annalie Waters forces a second serve. A lot of misses late in game two.
A lot of pressure out there. Both teams know the ramifications.
Game point, Waters and Johns.
12-11, 2.
J.W. Johnson closes the door and gets the serve back, saves off a game point.
Yeah, and Annalie Waters goes back and has a conversation with the bench about what in the world am I doing trying to speed that up right at J.W. Johnson. So the sockets in the brain are just not working right now. And now on the other side, Jorja tries a very difficult inside-out attack right into Ben Johns, who easily puts it into the open court.
11-12, 2.
Who will be patient enough to wait and take the right opportunity?
Just caught. Waters and Johns with another chance to close it.
Yeah, but Jorja, not the right shot selection there. She kind of sped it off her ankles.
Whoa, finally a new pattern. Jorja Johnson closes it out.
Ben Johns tried to get it through Jorja, and she said, After about 291 cross-court dinks, Jorja held her nerve. Can they do it again?
A flying Annalie Waters ends.
When you can slay the dragon, you got to slay the dragon. You can't mostly slay the dragon.
Waters looks like a different player in point one in game three.
And a focused Annalie Waters is what I expect we will see here in game number 3. And the beginning of this third game, I think, is largely critical for the Johnsons to just stay in there, keep it close. Because they're going to get the best that AL Dub and Ben have to offer right now. So clutch, Jorja. I mean, that looks routine. It is not, because it's easy to pull that wide because you start running out of real estate over there.
Jorja Johnson jams up Anna-Leigh Waters clutch twice in a row.
Not only jams up, it gives her a tattoo. She tagged her there, and it's Jorja that has been able to keep her team going here. Couple of wild swings there. That ball might have been sailing deep.
2-0-1.
Oh, Ben almost got tagged because he expected Anna-Leigh to hit a winner there and then let it go. That was hilarious.
Anna-Leigh was crashing, got burned that time.
But she had the critical crash at the end of game 2 that got them that 13th point. So I like the movement, and that keeps her involved in the offensive side, and third shot live. So just some wild misses now from the Johnsons. You got to just get it out of your head. I realize you had 2 chances to make this 2-0 as far as the game score count.
Anna-Leigh with the ATP.
So when there's all this topspin going back and forth, that ball will absolutely travel wide enough. The question is, do you have the patience to let it? Anna-Leigh did there.
Missed it.
Yeah, and when Ben sees Jorja going to a backhand, he's just trusting she's going to try and go inside out.
And Johns looking dominant. 4-0.
Yeah, lost a couple of these exchanges with Jorja in the first couple of games, but not here in game 3. Okay, I must have the wrong person serving, but we're good. Sometimes I can just throw off what's going on. You think
3, 5-0, their biggest lead of the match.
5-0-2.
and there's the pressure of Ben, so Jorja knows I got to pull it just a little bit wider to keep it out of his reach. And now Ben is lurking everywhere, and 7 straight.
7-0-2.
Big finish for Annalie Waters and Ben Johns. 8-0 in game 3. Miss third. Serve back to the Johnsons. And speaking of that, their mother, Julie Johnson, with our camera in Blackwood now.
This year, what are they doing so well right now? It's 1-1.
Well, I think mostly just remembering to have fun and play loose and remember they have nothing to lose, basically. The pressure's on Ben and Annalie. And so hopefully they just enjoy themselves and keep having a good time out there together.
And is there anything you would change right now? They're in a little deficit right here in game 2.
I don't think I'd necessarily change. It's just a few, some execution. And so just remember to keep your eye on the ball and to enjoy what you're doing out there and go out, keep going for your stuff.
I love watching you watch them. Thanks, back to you, Mish.
Thanks, Cam. Yeah, nervous territory for mother to be watching both kids on display. It's one thing to watch one, but both in action together.
Yeah, the absolute worst as a parent is because you want them to do so well, and there's nothing you can do. Julie would much rather be playing than watching.
Firefight, won by the Johnsons.
Timeout, receivers, 4-8-2.
Well, 8-0 is now 8-4, and you got Annalie Waters to call a timeout. So, or the other, he can get it done. So I'm choosing the guy that's won the most, and it's Ben.
I like it.
5 in a row.
He did not pay off your point well there, though.
He did not. That's fine. But that wasn't match point.
You're right.
Yeah, I think if you start talking about who consistently has the best hands in firefights, then you start talking about what J-Dub can do. And he is an absolute menace and showed it in the men's doubles final earlier today when he grabbed gold. Yeah, the challenge in this particular game is that Annalie Waters has been able to find offense, and that's what gets her fired up and brings the foundational elements to the top for her. And Jorja just keeps swatting. Go ahead and poach. Why don't you stay on your half? Boom. Sometimes Annalie can get too amped, so runs into a problem on the prior rally and then overhits a third. So the Johnsons have a chance here.
And Johns closes it out at the kitchen, forces the second serve.
5-9.
Bad luck there. I like that J.W. Johnson identified that the dink from his sister was really good, and Annalie Waters is going to have to put that in the middle of the court, but unlucky off the bounce of the tape.
Point. 10-5-1.
A much quicker finish. Shigu went to the Johnsons at this point, but still could force a fifth here if the Johnsons could rally.
And very fortunate just for the psyche that that ball went over, because you just got beat pretty soundly in game 3, and then you had a sitter, but it went over, so that'll sit just fine for Jorja. They got to have a great start here.
Just short for Jorja Johnson.
And when you're running backwards to chase down an ATP, that makes the ability to swing that around the post almost impossible. And then a third in the net. So not what they wanted to do with their first possession. And a little adversity for these two. Let's see if they can keep the hammer down. And the shot selection has just been a little bit more aggressive to their detriment for the Johnsons.
Oh.
Ben gets absolutely tagged there, and it was Jorja speeding up a high dink down the line, so well done by her. Sloppy start here, and that'll be just fine if Waters and Johns get the ball back tied at 1. And they will.
1-1-1.
What a lob from Waters. Unexpected.
Yeah, and haven't seen a lot of that in this match. The lobs were everywhere in the women's doubles final we had earlier today.
Some in the men's, too. I don't know, that hands battle question. I think I'm going JW as my closer in a firefight.
Well, who closed that one?
JW Johnson.
No, Ben did.
3-1-1.
Oh, yeah. He got that back over, Mish.
So,
Yeah. See, he's so fast you can't even see it. And a little off speed from Ben, and nightmare continues. The hat's on backwards.
4-1-1.
Wants to finish this in 4.
Nice response from Jorja Johnson.
Boy, and Anna Leigh had a look at that with the 2-handed backhand, just let it go.
Side out. 1-4-1.
And Johns tattoos JW.
Yeah, J-Dub saw a ball where maybe he had an opportunity and then stuck the paddle in there and knew he couldn't do anything with it, pop up, and paid the price.
Right on the toes of JW.
Much different than games 1 and the most of game 2 and who's dictating play. Now it is the top seeds, and they're the ones hitting down on the ball at the end.
Second serve. 4-1-2.
That did catch.
5-1-2.
Such a pretty shot from Jorja because she's gone down the line 3 times with that, and that is exactly what Ben covered. Bad news, Ben, it's on the right side of your body.
Point. 2-5-1. Second serve.
Clankaroo of the paddle, and that ball was probably going deep, unfortunately, for the Johnsons.
2-5-2.
JW Johnson threads it.
3-5-2.
Yeah, that's a great job by Ben to be ready because that is a risky speed up from Leigh here, inside out through the middle of the court.
5-3-1.
So good from Annalie Waters, set up precisely by Ben Johns.
Yeah, that cleared by about a millimeter right there, and that put George in an unexpected position.
Second serve.
Georgia continues to fire away at Johns in front of her, and I love it.
Wow. Perfect drop from Waters, followed up by the lob.
I mean, Lob City today, and
7-3-2.
almost a clean winner. And this time it's JW Johnson whose dink travels a little too far, and Ben finds that paddle side hip. That's where you want to target.
Distance,
8-3-2.
looking to get out in 4.
Point. 9-3-2.
Wow. Some power behind that one from JW Johnson.
Well, they're certainly capable of a run, but they have to get a couple here.
Jorja Johnson tiptoeing around for the Ernie.
Yep, sneaks around the edge.
Might have been a football.
Yeah. Could have challenged that. have to see that again to see if that toe came down somewhere else, just to get it outside the kitchen. As long as you step in another part of the home, out of the kitchen, you would have been fine there. And when you are trying to make a run back and you're this close, you've got to get the fundamentals right. Couldn't get the third on the ground. Have to do it here. And could not do it again. Great recognition by Bennett. That was going to sail a little deep, so cut that off at the pass.
Championship point for Ben Johns and Annalie Waters. That dink pattern has been a problem for Annalie Waters this match in
It has.
certain parts.
Has created some frustration and does again on a chance to be done. But again, just not sharp here.
5-10-2.
And off balance, and that's when you know that I'm trying to do too much is set in.
10-5-1.
Waters charges in and closes out another